Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Mike Needs, and today we're gonna do another ship bios video. Today we're gonna do another battleship involved in the battle in the attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941. And today we'll be talking about the USS Tennessee. Let's begin the story, shall we? Tennessee was the lead ship of the Tennessee class battleships, which consisted of Tennessee herself and the USS California. Both ships would be at Pearl Harbor, and even though they were damaged, or in the case of the California, sunk, they were able to be repaired and be able to brought back into action in World War II. Construction on Tennessee began in 1917, and she was commissioned in 1920, being able to live a chance in World War I. After Tennessee was completed, she was given out to the battleship force in the Pacific Fleet and would serve there until World War II. Throughout the 1920s, Tennessee faced tactical missions as in exercises, like in Fleet Proper 1 to Fleet Prob XIII, which was a practice for to see the battleship's strength. And sure, Tennessee was a big contender in this. Here we see visitors on Tennessee as along with her captain in 1929. On August 23rd of 1940, Tennessee was given to Pearl Harbor, where she would be based there until the war began. She was supposed to get into some larger missions, but was only released to smaller, less needable missions. Here is the arrangement of ships in Battleship Row during the during the Pearl Harbor attack. Here we see Tennessee. She is next to the West Virginia. During the attack, Tennessee was only hit by two armor-piercing bombs that exploded incompletely. The first bomb hit Tennessee in turret 2, which exploded and made all three guns inoperable. The second bomb hit the roof of turret 3, but instead of exploding, it burned out the left compartment of the said turret. Debris from the Tennessee's first bomb hit killed Mervyn Sharp Benyon, who was the captain of the USS West Virginia, which was right next to the Tennessee. However, Tennessee was showered by debris from the USS Arizona's magazine explosion, and her stern was engulfed in flames by oil that had leaked from the Arizona's ruptured fuel tanks. Here we see Tennessee, along with the USS West Virginia, next to her. Tennessee was trapped for 10 days because she was trapped between the mooring craze and the sunken West Virginia. But soon she was freed, and 4 days later she would sail for the West Coast for repairs. After being repaired, Tennessee was sent on extensive training operations throughout 1942. However, she did have a couple of problems, being that her skin would slow her down, and it was soon noted that she was needed a refit. On August 27th, 1942, Tennessee was taken to a modernization. Then, after the modernization, she looked completely different and was turned from this to this, looking nothing like her former self, and looked just like her sister California when she was modernized, and the USS West Virginia, which had also been repaired after the attack on Pearl Harbor. Here we see Tennessee in 1943 after her modernization. On the 31st of May, 1943, Tennessee was put to work in the Aleutian Campaign in Alaska, where she would use her guns to support ground troops in Alaska. After this campaign, Tennessee went back to San Francisco, where she would continue her extensive training. In the beginning of 1944, Tennessee was also put to work helping troops in the Marshall Islands and Gilbert Island campaign. Actually, she became so close to the shore she was able to attack the beach defenses with her guns. Bud was able to hit them with her anti-aircraft guns, which are Bofors L-60s. Here we see here we see Tennessee bombarding Guam on the 19th of July, 1944, and she was able to do this with the USS New Mexico, the USS Mississippi, and the USS Idaho. And here are the amounts of ammunition expended from Tennessee during her career in World War II. However, during the Marinia campaign, or the islands attacked in 1945, during the end of the war, Tennessee's crew suffered flashburns, including 26 men. Luckily, her repairs were made by the USS Hector. Actually, during the Battle of Leyte Gulf in the Sarajevo Strait, Tennessee, along with Pennsylvania, the USS Maryland, the USS West Virginia, the USS Pennsylvania, and the USS. Oh wait, I think I said Pennsylvania before, and the USS Maryland and the USS California, Tennessee's sister, were able to sink two Japanese warships, which were the Yamarisho and the Fuso. Actually, all the battleships except for Mississippi were resurrected from Pearl Harbor. And lastly, Tennessee was one of the battleships that took place in bombarding Iwo Jima in 1945 during the end of World War II. Here is the count of the damage that Tennessee would have taken by enemy aircraft or enemy fire. There are lots of them, but luckily she was able to survive. The last ever operation in the war for USS Tennessee was to help occupied troops in the Waiakaka, Japan invasion. On the 4th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor, the USS Tennessee was moored at Philadelphia Shipyard. Here is the casualties from Tennessee. In 1946, USS Tennessee was mothballed, and she remained that way for 12 years, since 1947. But then, technology and time had passed her, and without a few artifacts remaining, like her bell, she was scrapped in March 1st of 1959. Here are the awards of the USS Tennessee, and here is the naval unit commendation for the USS Tennessee. Thank you guys for hearing the story of the USS Tennessee, one of the most forgotten ships in the attack on Pearl Harbor. But in the next video, we'll be talking about her more famous sister, the USS California. Thank you guys for enjoying this video. I am Mike Benitez. Have a nice day, everybody. And this is Mike Benitez signing off on the story of the USS Tennessee. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye.